Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, KG. With me tonight, the Florida Championship Wrestling veteran, WCW veteran, author of Looking Up at the Lights, none other than Robbie Idol. Also with us tonight, again, Florida Championship Wrestling veteran, WCW veteran, WWE veteran, Hall of Famer, the one, the only, the man with the best goddamn punch in the business, the Cooker, Bob Cook.
Geez, I thought you were almost giving Robbie Idol two introductions.
Absolutely not. But last, certainly not least, is the gentleman that you could hear on Rasslin Memories, as well as here on Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm talking about none other than the man, the grizzled vet. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good. What's up, guys?
Technically, I'd say least, but that's just me.
Starting already. Guys, there's a couple of things. First, the news. I've been going back and forth for one to report on this because I stay away from politics, but it does involve professional wrestling. But I'm not going to mention names just because until more comes out, I don't know a couple of the names. But there has been a couple more names popped up with the old Epstein files.
What?
Guys that are actually legends within the industry. But again,
I can't believe George Steele would have went there. Unbelievable.
Wasn't George Steele? But this is the thing. Names being there doesn't necessarily mean they committed a crime or they participated in a lot of the other shit that's going on.
Sure, it does. That's not play games.
No, it absolutely does not. Because those names of people who were just on the plane, his plane is on those files as well.
Heading to the island, okay. So perfectly innocent.
Not sure if they're heading to the island or not. Oh. I'm just saying that there are more wrestlers who appear. We know Ashley, what's her last name? Grizzle?
Mazzaro.
Yeah, Mazzaro. She was on there, but she's a victim. She wasn't someone breaking the law. I've been reported on that. So once more information comes out, then I'll actually talk about it on the podcast.
You don't want me to talk about it. You'd be thrown off the world, not just YouTube.
No.
Because I have my own take on it all.
No, see, that's the thing, though. I don't do takes.
Oh, well.
So
the fact is I have my take.
So you're bringing up a topic that you can't talk about.
Yes.
You won't mention names, but you'll talk about it later when you can.
Yes. Absolutely.
Why'd you bring it up?
Thought that was something Mark would do.
No, I'm doing it because I had people contact me. People contacted me because I'm not following the shit. People sent me the information and they said, "Are you going to talk about this?" And I said, "I don't know." I said, "Tune in tonight, and you know my decision." And that's my decision.
Oh, you got clicks. Okay, clickbait. Got it.
Yes.
Is he going to talk about it? Let's see.
Are they big names or just insignificant others?
No, they're pretty big names.
Oh, Hulk Hogan's already dead. Let him rest in peace, for Christ's sake.
It wasn't Hogan.
Oh.
But again, that's why I addressed it. I told people I would let them know tonight, and that's my decision. Yes, it happened. No, I'm not ready to mention those names yet because there's not enough information. When it comes to stuff like that, I go with facts, unlike when we do recaps on the show, like AEW Dynamite, where we give our opinions. That's different. Our opinions won't affect anyone's life when it comes to what we like and don't like in our matches. Those other stuff, I hate opinions. I like facts. Also, let's talk about FanFest 4 happening the 8th and 9th of May. Let me put up my little notes here. God damn it. All right. Yep, FanFest 4. Lots of legends is going to be there. It's scheduled to take place on May 8th and 9th at the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center in Fairview Heights, Illinois. The event promises an exciting experience for wrestling fans. Some notable guests includes JBL, Doink the Clown, Mickey James, Teddy Long is going to be there hosting it, as well as Mick Foley, who's going to be doing his one-man show there. Exciting times. Go to SICW.org for more information to get a list of all the names and as well to buy your tickets. SICW.org. Guys, let's get into it. Grizzled, Your
Can I
thoughts?
say something?
Absolutely.
I just looked up the names and I'm not impressed. Rest in peace to all. It matters not to none. Go ahead. Talk about the show.
Grizzle, your thoughts on the overall episode of AEW Dynamite, February 11th in Ontario, California.
Crap.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was about to say, last week that was my
Seriously.
answer, and you disagree with me. And this week, I'm like, really? And I'm the one. I'm like, it was fine.
I was going to say, what do you got against California?
It was a decent show. Show was all right. Didn't really lose my attention as much as it normally does. A couple surprises in there, so
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
I like some surprises.
You know what, Grizzle? You and I have been kind of on the same page a lot here, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit.
I know we're going to work on that one.
What does the young kid say? It makes me feel ick. Is that what they say? Ick?
I don't know.
I think it's because you're both bald. You have some type of a kinship.
Maybe. Bald,
Grow some hair. Get over it.
Bald with beards. Yeah. It's not a look. It's a statement.
Robbie and I still got hair.
Not barely. That's what you want to call it.
Hey.
Mine's barely. So.
Kayfabe, damn it.
Robbie, man, your overall thoughts on Dynamite last night?
It's okay. Few surprises I could have done without. So.
An opening that he'll never forget.
One of them I could have did without. So.
Yeah. Tell her, Jesus Christ, Terry, faithful listener, also a veteran in the ring, says, is that Minnesota code? You know what, Terry? Is action in the 40s. It's supposed to hit the fucking 50s this weekend and stay that way through Tuesday. I am going
bikini tomorrow night.
Yeah. I am going skinny dipping. Yeah, it's going to be warm. That's a visual. Me naked, warm nipples because I'm in the cold water.
I'm sure that's a visual even your wife don't want to see.
You're right. Bob, your thoughts overall on AEW Dynamite?
I thought it was a good show. No real complaints other than Tony Schiavone on there. Yeah, we don't need that guy.
That's why they got a mute button.
Him and his phony enthusiasm. My God.
We could do probably a whole episode on the dislikes of Tony Schiavone.
I'm about to say, let's just let Robbie and Bob bitch about Tony Schiavone for an episode. We'll
choke
just kick back and watch.
Choke on a saltine. That's what he used to do in WCW, walk around with a bottle of water and saltine when he was trying to lose weight.
You know, Vet, if we did an episode just on the bitches of Robbie and the cooker, then we could have easily, a four-part series. Matter of fact, Robbie came up with an idea, and we're going to do it.
Oh no!
Have an episode. I'm going to create some questions and have these two goofballs debate one another.
A goofball debate. Is that like Biden and Trump back in the day? I think.
Could be.
Although ours would be more entertaining, I'll tell you that. Because we got all our faculties. Not really, but.
That's arguable.
I just said not really. I just said not really.
Let's get into AEW, guys. We started off with Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. Things that got very tense and very quickly escalated to a physical brawl. Robbie, start with you, man. Look, we all have to talk about WWE, how they always start off with these segments. We kind of bitch about it. Do you feel the same about last night? AEW starting off the way they did, or is it different because AEW tends to start off more with matches versus these type of segments? So because of that, it's more tolerable.
Yeah, but the difference is, like, most of the time you have with WWE is just a long, drawn out promo. At least this one you had where they brawled, so
right.
And you knew it was coming anyways. So, but yeah, I mean, usually when they do start with stuff like that, it leads to a little bit of excitement instead of just long and drawn out.
Yeah. Cook, man, do you think that this...
Unlike what's going on now. What happened?
What? You're always confusing me. Do you think this feud between the two, Omega and Strickland, man, is this something that you want to see? Do you think this is something that's going to put ass in seats?
Who did you ask the question to? Because my volume on my... Oh, I'm sorry, because I accidentally hit the volume on my headset. Yeah, I think people want to see it. Something different, isn't it? How often do you have something different in professional wrestling?
Yeah.
Or something new and fresh?
Well,
Oh, who am I
we
kidding?
have
No one
seen it
cares.
to a degree. What about you, Grizzle man? Is this something you're looking forward to it?
I want to see Omega and Strickland. Yeah, I want to see the match. I hope they're not rushing it by having it next week. I'd like to see maybe a little more build, but show opener was okay. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love it when you get to see Tony Schiavone first thing at the beginning of the show?
That's
and
true.
I'm surprised probably didn't turn it off as soon as it came on.
He doesn't have gray hair either. Hey, I don't know how he does it.
That's called just for men because that haircut cannot be natural.
Kayfabe, bald bastards. Don't be throwing, what do they call it? Don't be throwing stones at glass houses now.
Next, we go to our match. And I think that's one big difference. With WWE, we'd be 45 minutes in before we got our first match. Here we get our first match, 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the show. 6-man tag match, Death Riders versus Don Callis family. The Death Riders, Moxley, Claudio, and Pac took on Takeshita, Alexander, and Mark Davis of the Don Callis family. I enjoyed this match. A lot of heavy hitting. Moxley hit the Death Rider on Alexander for the pinfall victory. Start with you, Grizzle, man. How'd you feel about this? And I know you're someone that it's not necessarily that you don't like the guys in the Don Callis family. It's that there's so many, it takes over the fucking show. Did you feel that way this week? Or was this a good way to start off with the first match?
It was a good way to start off the first match because at least they used 3 of the talented guys in the Don Callis family. I don't mind watching Josh Alexander. Anytime I can watch Takeshita in a match, I'm good. So, and Mark Davis, at least they're keeping him in the spotlight. They're not just going, oh, your partner got, injured, you're out. So they started off with 3 decent members. Had it been maybe like Rocky Romero and a couple, I might have been interested, but no, and the match was good, Yeah. And it looked like there were some solid shots being made in there. So, I like to
I enjoyed it. One of the highlights of that match for myself was when Claudio kind of dead pressed freaking Mark Davis into that suplex. I mean, Mark Davis is a big old boy. Claudio, man, this guy is just fucking naturally strong. Bob, anything about this match impress you?
I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but I didn't give 1, 2, 3, or 4 poop emojis about anybody in the match.
Fair enough. What about you, Robbie?
No, a good match because I liked Takeshita. I liked Davis. I liked him when him and Fletcher started. So I thought that in the beginning that they were, a talented team and stuff. So it's good to see Davis. I thought a good match though.
Right. Now the next match, guys, look, throughout the whole night, and I know there's a couple of things that happened that people in our group weren't too happy about, but the next segment is a segment that bothered me more than any other segment, and I'll explain to you why. Of course, we're talking about the TNT Championship. Ciampa versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, this is my issue. Do I mind Kyle Fletcher having the title? Do I mind that Ciampa dropped the title to Fletcher? In a way, no. But this is the problem that I have. We've seen Ciampa make his big debut, which led right away to one hell of a match between him and Briscoe. Shockingly, Briscoe dropped this title to Ciampa. Now, and we've talked about this, especially me and Grizzle. Now, here we are now thinking, man, as good as this match was on television, we all know that professional wrestlers, at least most of them, has that next level, which is the pay-per-view matches that they rise to. And then if you add a great storyline, emotion to it, I just knew that the next pay-per-view, it would be rematch, title on the line, Ciampa versus freaking Briscoe, and it would be an even better match than what we've seen on Collision. But I'd be goddamn if I was wrong. For whatever reason, they decided, fuck that. We're just going to give it to Kyle Fletcher. And again, Kyle Fletcher's a worthy champion. He's great. I like the guy. I respect Cooker. If you're not as high on him as I am, that's cool. That's what's great about wrestling. There's somebody for all of us. But I do think that they skipped over something that they should have. And Robbie, or actually Grizzle, we'll start with you, man. Do you feel what I'm talking about? Do you think that, yeah, this was the right call? We don't really need that storyline between Ciampa and Briscoe, a match that I wanted to see again. Not a big deal. Or am I right?
I would love to see, Ciampa and Briscoe again. And yeah, we talked about it. We thought, okay, they gave us first match. We're going to get the rematch. They were building something, so little disappointed, a little kind of surprised how they did this. I don't know, why, but once again, Tony loves booking on the fly. It seems like from one week to the next, what he's going to do
on the fly.
But being that said, though, I didn't have an issue with the way the match ended because he issued the open challenge. Briscoe accepted it, and they're going to finish that storyline because, like you said, 3 wins each, one more who's the best. So I kind of like that storyline is going to get wrapped up, but I don't like that Ciampa could get lost in the shuffle and not have a storyline now because he's basically, okay, you had it just so they could put it on Fletcher, just so they could go back to this storyline. Now, next week, do we see, Ciampa wrestling, Orange Cassidy or something? I don't know. I don't want to see him get lost in the shuffle.
You know what, Grizzle? That's my whole point. Again, that's why I started off with, I don't mind that Kyle Fletcher is the TNT champion. I really don't. What I mind is there was something there that was fresh on AEW that they could have went with that potentially could have been something very hot. And instead, now champion is just a transitional champion, drops the tire pretty quickly to Kyle Fletcher. That's what bugs me. Bob, I know that you got, when it comes to Kyle Fletcher, I get you're not as high on him as maybe I am. I'm a huge Fletcher fan. But put that to the side for a second. Don't you think that AEW potentially could have missed a pretty damn good storyline, something that was fresh to put on TV?
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, there's many ways to look at it. Who's to say they're not going to do the old triple threat thing and get the guy back in the match? And you're always complaining. Everybody's complaining that's predictable. That's predictable. Did you in your wildest dreams think they were going to give it back to Fletcher last night? Sounds like no. So they did. It's not always predictable. And you're not happy with that. So the thing is, it could be going anyway. It's a wait and see what happens as opposed to worry about what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't know. What do I know?
I'm going to push back a little bit, Bob. It's not that I'm not happy again.
Oh.
I like Kyle Fletcher. I don't mind him being the champion. My bitch is, it seems like they've just skipped over the whole thing with Ciampa and Briscoe. And you know what? Cool. And you're right. You know what? I love the fact that I was surprised last night. That was one of the good things about it. I do. I love being surprised. But if they make this a 3-way, which is fine, at the same time, you're not going to get that emotion and that story between two guys whose styles are very similar. And for myself, I think the potential to have one of the best matches or whatever pay-per-view they're on. Zeller says that does make sense. Why put the strap on him to start with? Talk about what I was saying. He agrees. He says what I said makes sense.
Who said that?
Terry Zeller.
Who cares?
WWE himself. I'm not sure what happened to Grizzle. I'm sure he'll be back. Robbie?
I was surprised. I like Fletcher. I think he's probably one of their top guys in there. I mean, I agree with you in a way. Why did you do that? Unless they're just trying to close out this storyline between him and Briscoe and then go back, whatever. I mean, if they take...
But Robbie, let me stop you 1 second. I'm sorry, my friend. I get it. Finishing that story, and that's what Grizzle said as
but
well.
You didn't here. Let me jump you on this one, okay? But here's what's not going to make sense, and I can see them doing this, putting the strap back on Briscoe to do the feud again with Ciampa. So,
right. But no, what I was going to say though is, wouldn't it have made more sense to just have Fletcher and Briscoe go at it without the title, and then because they're dead even 3-3, whoever wins this is now the number one contender?
Yes. Yeah.
But where is Kyle Fletcher from?
Australia, right. I get
Where
it.
is the show?
I get it.
Bingo, bongo, bye. That's what you got. That's why.
But you know what? You could have did the same thing. That's what I'm saying. The show's not a pay-per-view. You could have done the same thing. Kyle Fletcher from Australia against Mark Briscoe to break the tie to 3-3, and the winner, number one contender, gets the title of the TNT belt at the next pay-per-view. That would have fit perfectly. Again, this would have happened on Saturday night in Australia. You have Fletcher go over, then to face. They could have just done it in a way that, I don't know. Again, I don't mind Kyle Fletcher having the title. I am a huge fan of Fletcher. My issue is, I think they skipped over something that had the potential to be very well done and something fresh. Ciampa versus Briscoe.
And I don't have a problem with Kyle Fletcher, other than he looks like he's had about 6 months of chemotherapy.
Man, you know what? You bring up an interesting point, because I said this last night. Was it me, guys, or did Kyle Fletcher look like he's lost some muscle tone in him?
Well, people get lazy. Look at Robbie.
Yeah.
Rob, you going to take that, man? All I'm saying is, you're not the one to have the heart attack. No. See, I'm trying to help you out. Bob, I love you, though. I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah. Bob couldn't hang with me in the gym. So I let him take his little pot shots, but he can't hang with me in the gym. So
you used to torture me at the Cooker's gym back in the day, you bastard.
I let him take his little pot shots.
It's bad enough.
I know the truth. I know the truth.
Bad enough we were lifting heavy weights. You had to bring chains into the mix, giant chains.
All right, guys, let's go next.
Apologize for that, gentlemen.
You still got that poster I made you, though?
No, you're good.
Yes, I do.
Okay, there you go.
Next, we go to a tag match. Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong versus Clark Connors and Daniel Garcia. This is what didn't make sense about this.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I pay attention. My brain works the way it does. It's not just pro wrestling to me. It means something, okay? For fuck's sake. God forbid I have my own opinion. Now, Roderick Strong has been the guy with whatever they call themselves, the
conglomeration.
Is that Roderick Strong, baby?
That he said, on one hand, I'm not part of it, but then on the other hand, we see him the next week very friendly with they've been all over it, all over the place. Well, I guess last night they finally decided that Roderick Strong is leaving them because he walked away from Orange Cassidy, tried to tag him in. Now, the match itself, good match. I thought, not very familiar with Clark Connors, to be honest with you, but I was entertained. I wasn't hating the match. Now, as far as Roderick Strong walking away, I like it because I think that Roderick Strong is too damn good to be in that goofy faction. This is my opinion. I think that he is a singles guy and the spotlight should be on him as a singles guy. My only fear is that after this feud that he's apparently going to have with Orange Cassidy, I guess, he's going to get lost in the mix again. That's my only concern. Other than that, I liked it. Bob, start with you. Your thoughts on the match and your thoughts on how they delivered Roderick Strong turning. Because again, for months now, Roderick Strong, well, I'm not part of this. And then the next week, hanging out, protecting him. 2 weeks later, I'm not a part of this. Then again, he's back to being part of it. Talk to me about it.
I don't know. I mean, no offense to any of them, but I don't care. Especially Daniel Garcia. He's like just so useless. I don't care if he's the nicest guy in the world. I don't care if he'll help an old lady across the street. I don't care if he'll open the door for the handicap. I don't care. The guy bores me. He's the most generic looking wrestler. Like I said, he fell off the conveyor belt of a generic wrestling factory. Didn't even go through the whole factory to become a wrestler hardly. Good Lord. Goofy haircut, dresses like he just came in from, I don't even know where, like he walked into the park and just took his shirt off before he got to the ring. Pathetic.
So what I'm getting from you is that you're a fan of Daniel Garcia.
Not at all.
Robbie.
He's got a horrible delivery, a horrible look. What do you weigh, like 126 pounds? If he wore wrestling boots, he could at least get up to 130. Come on.
You know, in all fairness, and I'm not a Daniel Garcia fan. But in all fairness, Yuta fan.
Yeah, those are goofy-looking guys, too.
He has improved over the years. He really has.
Well, Robbie, so have I. You know, years ago, I couldn't bend this thumb this far, but now I can bend it that far. So I've improved, too. But what did I accomplish? Nothing. What's he going to accomplish? Turn the channel.
Tell Robbie. What about you, man? What were your thoughts about the match? Your thought about this whole storyline with Roderick Strong and his issues with this faction at times. And then the match.
The match was good. I mean, there wasn't nothing. I mean, when you get Orange Cassidy, I mean, this, you know, the hands in the pocket, this, that, you're going to see all that. The only thing I guess where he left the stage, because like Cassidy was acting like he was having a hard time trying to do the kick up. And I think that's where, you know, they said, okay, you head out of here. And that part, they kind of dragged it out a little too long, maybe.
Right.
But they might have dragged out this thing with Roddy about, you know, having them split from there too a little too long. Maybe should have did it a little earlier. But, you know, I hope, like you said, that, you know, yes, he's going to have the feud with Orange Cassidy. And afterwards, hopefully he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. You know, the kid's talented, so you hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
He's damn talented. I'm sure Bob's going to take issue with this, but I'm sorry. I've said this before that Roderick Strong is absolutely, at the end of the day, when his career is over with, should be in the same conversation with your Bret Harts as far as technical goes. He is a great technical wrestler. Now, last part, Robbie, then we'll go to you, Vet. I don't like him as a face. Don't. He just has heel all over him, right? Even if he's trying to be that nice guy, something about him just screams, I'm a heel. So I'm glad they put him back as that heel. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think it's funny when he does the yelling stuff. I mean, I get a kick out of it, you know. But the kid's like talented. I mean, he can go. I mean, look back at his, like in the ROH days, that how many Iron Man matches did he have? And I mean, even when they were all done, the kid was hardly breathing. I mean, he's just, you know, he's, I mean, I know him personally, so I know he's been wrestling since he's 12 years old. So, you know, but he's, you know, he moves well and everything. And, you know, just those, you know, having to go like that to 60 minutes and stuff like that, night in and night out, you know, takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Night in and night out. Come on, they work once a week.
Vet, before we get you, maybe you can confirm this. I read this right before we went live, so I did get a chance to look into it. But there were two different sources that has reported that is actually official now, that Ric Flair is going to have one more match. Have you been able to confirm that?
I have not. I heard a rumor that he wanted a match, but I have not seen anything yet.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll confirm the rumor. I'm his opponent.
I thought it was going to be Gunther. You know,
they wanted the match to suck as much as possible, and they said, "Cook, we need you."
Oh, Bob. You know, I think the only person that has a better chance of dropping dead in a ring other than you, Bob, because of your heart attack would be Ric Flair.
I've seen Ric Flair work out. He's in better shape than I am. Holy
but this is the problem. This is my thing. If I'm going according to his last match that he had, which was a tag team match, man, they said that they were scared. They were scared for him, that they actually had to stop the match to a degree so he can breathe, get him to breathe. But again, I'll look into it to confirm it. I don't want to go too much into it. I was hoping that maybe Grizzle was able to confirm that or not. Like I said, I've seen this right before we went live. I know there's been a lot of rumors to it. Grizzle, back to this match show, man. Man, your thoughts overall on the match. And look, we often, when I say we, I'm talking about fans. We love talking about how we want these slow burning storylines, right? And in a way, that's what we got with Roderick Strong and the conglomerate, with him walking away from him. Except it's the way they did it with, he wasn't always bitter. It seemed like he was more than willing to be part of it at times. It just didn't make sense to me. Or as Bob and as you would say, man, it's just fucking professional wrestling. Stop thinking so much into it.
I was just thinking about a slow storyline I'd like, and it involves me and Sol Ruka, but I don't want the burning part because I don't like to go to doctors. I think
it would be too slow for her, Bob. Grizzle.
Hey, you can't rush these things.
The thing with Roddy and the conglomerate, yeah, it's kind of a little bit too slow. Yes, it's just wrestling. I'm going to agree with the old boys over here on the side for the night.
Old boys? How old are you?
Oh, younger
than us.
Still old.
Because the name says Grizzle doesn't mean I am grizzled. But anyways.
You know what the scary part is? I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to. I'm the oldest guy on this show.
Oh, really? How old are you?
Better than me.
How old are you, Robbie?
I'll be 65 in May.
Holy shit. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Holy shit. I'm going to that match just in case you do drop dead. We could have your funeral and the last match all in the same time. But I'm not carrying a coffin.
But the thing is, Bob,
we'll leave that to Joe if he doesn't die in the
have
match.
Your phone, and I want to broadcast it live on the podcast just in case he does. I mean,
yeah. I'll be doing color commentary. Oh, Robbie, he's getting up. Oh, he ain't getting up this time. Oh, shit. He quit breathing.
Go ahead, Grizzle.
No, but yeah, it's a little slow, but like I said, you're kind of reading a little bit much in there. My problem, the match was good. I'm going to give you that. The match was good. I did have a few issues with it, though. And see if, one of you can, explain this one to me. Okay. Roddy has an issue with the conglomerate. Okay. Orange Cassidy is teaming with Tony Storm to face Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta in a hair versus hair match thing on Saturday. Daniel Garcia is involved in a sort of feud along with the Death Riders versus the Don Callis family. Clark Connors helped Gabe Kidd drag Darby Allin out into the desert the week before. And they took all three of those storylines and blended it all into one match. Because Clark Connors has nothing to do with the Death Riders. That's Gabe Kidd. So Clark Connors is just partners with Gabe Kidd. So I guess ipso facto makes him part of the Death Riders feud. It was like three different storylines all in one match, and none of them lined up together. There was nothing to do with the Don Callis family.
Hold on, let me stop you for a second. I wanted to point that out as well. But guess what? I didn't, because you knew what I was going to hear. It's fucking professional wrestling.
No, because I'm glad you did go there, Mike, because I was trying to figure the connection between Clark Connor and the Death Riders. I was trying to put that together.
Yeah, see, okay. So it's not just me. It was a whole bunch of storylines all wrapped into one match, and none of them had anything to do with the other.
Right.
But the match was good. Like you said, I like Clark Connors, like I said, New Japan guy. And they mentioned that at the beginning of his intro thing, junior heavyweight champion, 2 times. He's also been tag team champion over there. So, but yeah, there was no mention. Here's the guy who, last week on the show, we saw him and his partner drag a man out into the desert, leave him for dead. But we're not going to talk about that.
No. But in all fairness, Darby Allin, he did show up by attacking Connor, which helped Orange Cassidy score the win with the roll-up. Man, this was a long segment because we had the match. Then we had Tony Storm. They cut her promo from the luxury box.
The opera box.
Yep. And she said, who gives a fuck if I get shaved? I'll make beautiful, bald, beautiful. And then, of course, we had
I'll be
Duda,
one
Saphira,
big beautiful bitch or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or bald,
there was just
beautiful
so
bitch.
much in this one segment. I'm like, fuck's sake.
And then poor Mina Shirakawa had to get the haircut.
Right. Yeah.
Because she's Tony Storm's partner, but has nothing to do with the hair versus hair match, which also involved. There's like 4 storylines all involved in one match and segment in this whole thing.
Which, by the way, it wasn't real hair.
No.
That's why they had it in that ponytail or whatever. It was silly.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, good match, but just too many stories convened together and all into one storyline. It just it got a little bit convoluted where I was getting confused kind of what was going on. And then they just wrapped it up to do the hair versus hair thing on Saturday.
Right.
Well,
which is you like to ask, is this making you want to see this match? Is this making you want to do that? That's what you always ask. And yes, it is making me want to kind of see the match because now Tony Storm has something. You cut my wife's hair. Now she's got a little something. You want to see Mina. So yes, I want to see the match because you want to see if Mina gets her or not Mina, Marina gets her comeuppance from Tony Storm for what she did to Tony Storm's wife. So yes,
Marina.
It does kind of make me want to see the match.
Now, the problem with this being on Saturday is for those of us who have a girlfriend or who's married, it's fucking Valentine's Day on Saturday. So,
shit, I forgot to get my wife something. It'll stay that way.
That's Valentine's Day on Saturday means I won't be able to watch it live, so I'm going to be avoiding social media.
Oh.
I already bought my wife her Valentine's Day stuff so I can watch it. But plus, I'm working anyway.
Hey, right here for the world to see. Over a billion people watch YouTube. Here's my wife's Valentine present.
Wow.
There you go.
But no, I'm working that day anyway, so I've already given her Valentine's Day gifts and all that.
By the way, Bob Cook, just give me a call and let me know again if you need me to come pick you up to bring you to my house.
Hey, but I ain't leaving if you do that. Bring a truck. I'm bringing everything with me. Hey, let me just say this, though. If there's people out there listening and they found out that their wife's cheating on them or their husband's cheating on them or their kid's a bitch and they find out it's not even really their kid or they can't pay their bills or their car's broke down or something else is going on in their life where they want to escape reality and you want to live to change to a life of confusion, just watch AEW.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, can I want to go back on one thing that we didn't in the Fletcher Ciampa match? Meant to bring it up and I forgot. Did you see the brain buster he did at the end? He didn't look like he pulled his head too much there. That looked kind of painful.
Yeah. This match, look, I don't mind some false finishes. It adds an excitement to the match. This match, though, last night with the false finishes was getting beyond ridiculous. Holy shit.
What?
I mean, again, I say this all the time. This means that whoever's going to beat Kyle Fletcher next is going to have to kill him to pin him.
Well, that's always possible.
Yeah. Crazy about
I saw where Dave Meltzer and that Alex Marvez, whatever the hell his name is, said it was the best TV match all year. I don't agree with that. Well, they're a bad match, but the best of all year?
We're barely.
I guess you guys didn't see Maxine and Natalia this week.
Right.
We're barely halfway into February. Come on.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to say.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Bob.
Well, he said best TV.
If you were comparing this to Maxine Dupree and Natty, it absolutely would be the best match of the year.
But, I mean, he said, I think the best TV match as opposed to pay-per-view.
Right. I mean,
I don't agree with that either.
They have a good match, but yeah.
It's a good match.
Next, we go to a video package, Diane Callis and Andrade. A package aired showing Diane Callis and Andrade discussing Andrade's win over Kenny Omega on Collision last week and building towards the future confrontation. This leads me to this question, Grizzle.
Yes.
We see Omega and Strickland now in this major storyline.
Mm-hmm.
There's Andrade that has to be interjected some way, somehow. Now, we've seen Omega. I mean, you've seen Strickland beat Andrade, and so did Kenny Omega. What's the possibility that we're going to get 3-way between these guys? Some way, somehow, some reason. because of what's happening.
Oh, highly likely. I don't see why they wouldn't. Tony loves multi-man matches, especially if you can do it at a pay-per-view, because that allows them to put 100 wrestlers on one show. So yeah, no, I can see there's so many multiple man matches they can have based on what's going on here. Because you got Andrade, you got Hangman, you got Swerve, you got Omega.
Right.
You know, you've got Brody King sort of in the middle of this now because he's got a shot against MJF, so he could get mixed into with this shit if he wants to be, and who knows?
Yeah. Now, Robbie, we heard Andrade also speak last night. Does he need Don Callis as his mouthpiece? Do you think it's necessary for him to be with the Don Callis family because he needs a manager? Or do you think, nah, man, Andrade's good by himself? It's hurting him by being in this massive faction.
Well, I mean, it probably ain't helping him being in the massive, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it hurts him having, as much as I don't like Don Callis, he's AEW's Paul Heyman. Right. So, but that's why maybe the faction's so big is that half these guys can't speak on their own and they need Don Callis. Yeah, I mean, he's better off with Callis than on his own, I think.
Yeah.
Mom,
do you think Andrade has gotten to the point that he is ready? It's more than ready that he should be in that main event level. He should have that world title.
I don't know about the world title. He should be in the main event level. He's a great worker, great wrestler. I think Don Callis takes him down a notch because how many people are in that group? Is there anybody in that group that is literally that you could put in a main event at a high school gym and sell out? I don't think so. So
no, the majority of them are definitely lower. There's
right.
They're just that are mid quarters.
Right.
And you only have a couple that are at that main event level.
But who's that? But who are they?
Fletcher,
Takeshita, Andrade. Those three are main.
So you don't need Andrade in that group. How many people does he have in this group? By the way, I take back what I said about my wife because she got me these really cool bear slippers today. See,
Mark
bear
Davis,
slippers.
Rocky Romero, Lance Archer.
You know what? Let's do this a simple way. If you guys really want to know that.
Oh, he's going to look it up?
Yes.
It hurts my head just trying to think of them all.
You say that's not a faction. That's a waste of money.
Yeah, but your big names are Fletcher, Takeshita, Rainmaker.
But by
that's
big
right.
names,
I forgot he's got Rainmaker.
You have 15 people. 15 people.
Holy crap.
I was 5 off. I said,
but the funny thing is when you say big names, you could legitimately go on the streets of New York, Chicago, hell, our streets right where I live and ask 10 people, and in a row, each person would say, I've never heard of any one of these people.
Yeah, but in all fairness,
there's no fairness in wrestling. Look at Robbie's career.
In professional wrestling, unless you're a professional wrestling fan, throughout history, that would have been the answer. There's the exceptions, your Hulk Hogan's, right? Your Ric Flairs. But those guys are beyond main eventers. I mean, these guys were huge. They're the exceptions. But again, most people don't know who most professional wrestlers are. But to be fair, when it comes to if you're not a football fan, most people couldn't tell you. You mentioned the names of your average football players. Who is that?
I could name one because I thought he was cool. Brian Bosworth in the day.
See, there you
ever
go.
see the movie Stone Cold? I love that movie.
Yes, I did.
Low budget, but man, it's a classic, great movie.
I don't think determining if someone is a big name in professional wrestling should be determined by if an outsider knows.
But KG, I'm trying to be a dick. Am I succeeding?
You've accomplished it. But if you go to wrestling fans, Takeshita, Rainmaker.
See, wait, Robbie, let me stop you. Robbie's even a fan, and he, for months now, has not been able to say Takeshita's name right. He has the end to it.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, though.
So
I can say those names too. Antonio and
Andrade. Yeah. So those four are big names.
Right. Right. I mean, are they household names? Again,
no,
but most professional wrestlers aren't. Most professional football players aren't.
I saw an interview with MJF where he claims to be a household name. I mean, I would imagine maybe his neighbors know him and stuff, but
yeah, but I mean, like a regular person off the street, you say MJF, and they're not going to know who he is.
Exactly.
But I mean, you go to a person off the street and ask them who the Undertaker is, and they wouldn't know who he is.
What?
Nah,
sure they would. People die every day.
A little bit. But Grizzle, what do you think? I think.
But I bet you it's 50-50.
I think a lot of people.
57.
I think the Undertaker is pretty close to being that household name.
I'm gonna go with it. Be more 70-30.
Yeah,
and it would be 50-50.
Right.
I would say a majority would know who the Undertaker is, just because of it's the Undertaker.
Just because he dropped an elbow on Robbie Idol before he was the Undertaker. I've seen that. I was there that night. Robbie complained the whole way home. Oh, that stiff son of a bitch.
You must be thinking to yourself because.
Hey, I wrestled him. He never hurt me.
I was fine. It was easy.
Just kidding.
Next guy, go ahead.
Relax. Don't be like KG and take everything so seriously.
But you ask like a lot of people off the street though, like you're just your average person. A lot of them don't know who people are.
No. Yeah, but your average person don't know who the president is.
Well, but I mean, you can ask the average person who Flair is, who Ric Flair is, and
they would know. They would.
No, Ric Flair's another one. That's that household name.
I have talked to people that never heard of Ric Flair.
You're not supposed to hang out with drunk homeless people, Robbie. I told you that before.
I'm not arguing that. There may be some that don't, but I would argue the majority would.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. But the same like the Undertaker is. There's certain people that just don't because there may be wrestling.
There may be somebody who got wind of the 2000. What was that? What was that called? That when 2000 when it was going to turn over, like what do they call that? The Y2K gimmick. There may be somebody who got wind of the Y2K potentially happened 30 years prior and has been living in a cave since then and never heard of Hulk Hogan. But
But in all fairness, most of these people who don't know these names that we're talking about, your Undertakers, your Ric Flairs. In all fairness, most Amish people don't watch TV.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's really, I think it's even more than 70-30 that would know the Undertaker. You walking through the aisle of a toy, the toy store at Walmart, you're going to see Toy Story. The toy section of Walmart, you're going to see Undertaker. What? I thought that was
Amish people know roadkill.
I thought that was legally, like that was part of the law. You go to Walmart, you got to go to the toy section. Holy shit!
That's where I got to go every time.
When I was wrestling, everybody who went with me had to go to Toys R Us. Remember that, Robbie?
Grizzle, where are you at?
It was a requirement.
You think Ric Flair falls in that same category?
Of people knowing who he is?
Of knowing. Yeah, people knowing. Yeah, outsiders knowing who he is.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say maybe not to the level of like a Hogan and all that. But I think a lot of people are going to know who. I think a lot of people know who Ric Flair is.
Right.
What about The Rock, though? I doubt it's like probably 10% know who he is.
Who?
The Rock.
Oh, the guy who did that Doom movie. Gotcha. Him.
Oh, no. I was thinking more of the Scorpion King, but
I like the Scorpion King.
San Andreas, by the way.
To another video, another segment.
I love that movie.
Backstage segment, backstage video package highlight. Hangman Adam Page. Talking about his mindset heading towards Grand Slam Australia. Robbie, how long are they going to keep him in the chase? Because I don't think he's going to win the title. I just don't. Again, as we always say, fans are more of him chasing than they actually like him having. What are they going to do with him next? Or do you think that he's going to pull off? They're going to put the title back on him.
If they do, it's not going to be for a while. Because I mean, the guy I think they're going to put the title on next is going to be Omega. I mean, that's my thought is who's going to get it next.
Right.
Because I just think he's with his health issues and stuff. I have a feeling he may not have too much longer in the game. I mean, I don't know. He didn't look good last night. He looked a little unhealthy in that interview. So you wonder, I mean, I can see them putting it on him way before they do it with Paige.
But here's the thing. I agree with you partially. I think with the diverticulitis that he had, that he may not be able to go like he used to, but I don't think he's close to being done, because a good example of that is look at Brock Lesnar. Same thing. Now, was he full-time afterwards? No, he wasn't. He hasn't been full-time a long time. But I think if he has that light schedule, he could be in there for a minute. What about you, Bob?
Well, I agree. Brock looks like a beast too. You know, they should include that in his name. Glad I thought of it. How is he? Like almost 50 years old? He's jacked.
He is. Goes up.
Yeah. Well, one, we're talking, Brock Lesnar. That guy's like just a physical specimen beyond anything. Omega, yeah, I agree with Robbie. He's got a little time left, but he's just not looking as good as he did a couple years ago.
Well, I mean,
somebody,
like appearance-wise.
Sounds like somebody needs to call the Undertaker. You guys got him. You guys got 1 foot in the grave with this kid.
He was a couple years ago, and honestly, with the diverticulitis, whatever it is, I can never say that word.
Yeah, Brock had that too.
Yeah,
he did.
This was it.
But yeah,
it's
just kind of to varying degrees, I guess. But I don't know because of that, maybe like health wise, he's not where he used to be or where he could be or whatever. So I don't know. Health issues might kind of cut his career a little short. So
don't jinx it.
Let's go back to the original question though. What do you think that Hangman is going to have the title put back on him, or what else are they going to do with him after this chase? Because the last time they took the title off and he wasn't chasing the title, he kind of got lost, in the crowd.
Well, like you said, and I've said it, the fans love it when Page is chasing the belt, but then they get the belt and there's nothing to root for him for because he's not fighting for something. They want him to fight for something, not defend something.
Right.
I guess that's a way to put it. Will they put the belt back on him eventually?
The fans.
Yes, they'll put the belt back on him some point in time.
Fans want something. The fans think they deserve something. The fans are the biggest problem in wrestling today. They're their own worst nightmare and their own worst enemy.
And
so
Tony
take back what I said about my wife. This goes to the fans. By the way, I got a really cool T-shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com. Just got up there. Go buy it.
The fans is one of those things that is just, I agree with you partially, but at the same time, without those fans, no one would have a job in the industry.
Yeah, but then they'd be walking better as they got older.
Yeah, that's true. Bob, do you think Hangman Adam Page, man, is this a guy you like seeing as a champion, or no, he doesn't have that it factor unless he's doing the chasing, but that's it.
Well, if you want to go by the it factor, name anybody in AEW who truly has the it factor. I'd say he could be champion again. Sure.
I think Kyle Fletcher.
Nah.
The it factor.
Nah.
I think that Roderick Strong, to a degree, has the it factor.
Nope.
I agree with Bob on that one.
Swerve Strickland absolutely has the it factor.
Mm-hmm. By it factor, I mean, it's the it factor is like, hey, I got to tune in Wednesday because this guy's in the main event. Hey, I got to spend $50 on pay-per-view because this guy's the main event.
I would 100% Swerve Strickland.
Swerve, MJF.
Well, MJF, yeah. I mean, he's like, he's amazing on the mic and,
Right, but him, I agree with you on Fletcher.
Nope.
There's probably a couple others in there.
Yeah,
I think Fletcher's one, regardless of what Bob says.
Well,
but
Fletcher's great. Fletcher's great, but the it factor again, it's that, do I want to tune in and see this guy?
Yeah, again, Will Ospreay.
Right, I was going to say that. Healthy Ospreay.
Yeah.
I agree with Roderick Strong, though.
Look, by the way,
there's no it factor. I would not be interested in seeing Roderick Strong made it.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Bob Cook's our local heel.
I know two things that I got leftover Kentucky Fried Chicken from earlier that I'm going to put in the air fryer and crisp just a little more. I got some ice cold milk, and there's three things. I got another ice cold dew waiting in the freezer. And I know those as fact. And then I'm going to the gym later. So there. Something that a grizzled vet would do.
Are we doing the zero sugar,
a real
grizzled the diet do?
What are you, out of your mind?
Are we doing the solid stuff?
I'm doing the real stuff. It's real or nothing.
Yeah.
Just checking, doctor.
Yeah, the heart attack.
Yeah, and I had a juicy steak with extra fat yesterday.
Next, guys.
But I've lost 15 pounds.
I had a steak this weekend, actually. Next, we go to a promo that confused me a little bit. It was a Jet Speed promo, and the part that confused me a little bit, we'll start with Grizzle, was they made the comment talking about Adam Page going after the world title and how he was going to bring the world title back with him to what they call
Jet Rodeo,
something like that. This is why it's a little confusing. They're talking like these guys are a real faction, right? Now, the only reason Hangman Adam Page specifically said that he chose these two to go after the Triples title was because he just wanted to piss off and take everything away from Samoa Joe's faction that he had, right? But I wasn't under the impression that this was a legit faction by any means. Maybe I missed something. Grizzle?
I'm wondering, like you, I've heard the name twice now. I don't know of any, but yeah, no, it's Jet Set Rodeo. It's the three of them. I know, but I don't see anything that explained why they're now Jet Set Rodeo and why they're the faction. I haven't seen anything unless something happened on Collision that I might have missed.
Yeah.
You know, when you just said grizzled, it made me think of a hilarious scene that repeated itself in Letterkenny quite often. I don't know why. You ever see Letterkenny?
Absolutely.
Freaking hilarious show.
Not the show. But, and I already know the answer to this, Bob, but man, do you like this so-called faction, Hangman Adam Page, with Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey?
Jesus, how many freaking fractions, what do they call them? Factions do they need? It's ridiculous.
I agree.
They need to cut out these factions, pick the best people from the factions, make them stars, and save yourself a shit ton of money on all the releases you'll have by getting rid of all these useless people that nobody tunes in for except their own family because they're hoping they continue to have their jobs so they can pay for their food and stuff.
Well, when it comes to Jet Speed, I would dare to say that just for you, Robbie, that Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey, as much as I don't like his gear, man, two hell of a talent. They really are.
Is Kevin Knight related to LA?
I know.
Yeah, they're distant cousins.
Yeah. Brothers
from other mothers.
Yeah.
Who is Kevin? I don't even know. I'm being serious.
The black guy with.
Oh, well, of course he's related then. Just
Robbie,
2026.
Do you think that? Were you confused a little bit by this promo?
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering what the Jet Speed Rodeo was. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what that is. But I guess now you're talking. I guess the rodeo goes to cowboy shit. So we figured it out. So. But yes, wow. when I saw the shirt, it went over my head. So You
mean you didn't rush out and buy one?
No.
So you could tear it up like the one you're wearing now? Oh.
Next was the triple threat match: Young Bucks versus the Rascals versus Private Party. Private Party was the support of the surprises last night. We've not seen them since they dropped the title, which was. Their title run was one of the poorest title runs in AEW, and not anything because of Private Party doing anything wrong, but because they defended it once or twice. That's obviously creative. I'm not sure what was up with that. It was a high octane match to determine the number one contendership for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. But the Young Bucks won it. No surprise. I was expecting them to win it after FDR came out with Big Stokely, and they ended up super kicking FTR because they kept on fucking with the Young Bucks. The FTR then left the ring and pretended like they were going to super kick Big Stokely. Robbie, man, what did you think about this match and the outcome, and what did you think about Private Party coming back?
Well, when they said private party, but when the one kid came out, I'm like looking, and it kind of threw me because he looked like Montez Ford. I was like, well, I haven't seen Montez Ford. So did they leave? Did they leave and come to AEW? And I went, damn, his partner got in shape. So, and then I realized, okay, it isn't them. So, no, it was, the match was good. It was a high octane. I was kind of hoping that they would have put Private Party over, just but because it would have been a swerve, because we all figuring it's the Young Bucks. And it would have been, nice to see the swerve and see see Private Party win. But it was good to see them back. They're talented.
Yeah. Bob, man, I've read a lot of shocker people bitching. Oh, of course, it's the Young Bucks because they're EVPs. They're always going to book themselves over. And I disagreed with them. And I'll tell you why. They are EVPs. And we've seen what they've been doing for the last few months. They've dropped the title. They've lost their EVP status as far as storyline. They were making clowns out of themselves. They were putting other people over. So I didn't have a problem with the Young Bucks winning this, because I think that they do care about other teams and putting people over. Again, that's just my opinion. Your thoughts on the Young Bucks winning this and the match?
Well, the first thing I thought is when Robbie just said "just cuz," I thought, hey, that'd make a cool T-shirt. And then I thought, when you mentioned super kicks, I thought, super kicks are like those forearms, back and forth in a ring by every match. You just don't see enough of them. But for one thing, the Young Bucks have gotten probably in the best shape of their lives right now, I think.
They are. They look good.
Of course, they got a lot of free time, these AEW guys. Kyle Fletcher, that's a message to you, kid. Get in the gym.
Because the same question next to Bob, man. All these people complaining about Young Bucks winning because they're the EVPs. I mean, I think they've shown that they don't abuse that status and that they are willing to put other teams over. So I don't have a problem with them winning this match.
I think part of it is they don't have a lot of tag teams they can put over right now. When they said the wild card thing and they came out for a second, I didn't catch the music. I'm like, who? And as soon as they hit, I'm like, oh, it's those guys. Okay. Because I always liked Private Party.
Yeah.
I always liked them, very athletic. Robbie said the thing about Street Profits. It's obvious that they're kind of I don't want to be rude, but a Temu Street Profits. It's obviously kind of a limit. They have the same kind of look, same athletic thing. Sorry.
I'm out. I love whenever people, you just said it. No offense.
The
cheap version.
It is kind of a copy. It is kind of a copy. If you put them both in the ring together, it's going to be the same team.
But the bigger guy from Private Party looks way better than Dawkins.
Well, yeah, but it's still the same kind of idea,
more
though.
Talented than Dawkins.
But honestly, though, I wouldn't have wanted to see the either one of them. I kind of was hoping for Rascals to slide in there and take a win or something, But I mean, overall, it was a good match. No decent match. I love the ending, though. I mean, Stokely plays the biggest chicken shit, scared to death manager I've ever seen. I was kind of like, should they check for a puddle after he thought for gigs?
I'm like you. I don't have the problem with Young Bucks winning. I like Young Bucks. Unlike what other former people who was part of this show said, they talk about they suck. No, they don't suck at all. They're very talented. But I'm like you. I would have liked the Rascals to win just because I'm all about seeing something fresh. We've seen FTR against the Young Bucks. Will they have a good match? Of course they're going to have a good match. They're FTR. It's the Young Bucks. But would have been fun to see a different team, one that we haven't seen, that I haven't seen. I'm not sure. Maybe they've come across each other on the indies. But I've never seen it. So, yeah, I would like to see it. But nonetheless, they didn't win it. It was the Young Bucks. I don't have a problem with it.
I would say that in all likelihood, FTR have probably not crossed paths with the Rascals. Right. Because obviously Xavier Wentz, that's Wesley, that's NXT. The other guy, Xavier. And I think by the time they were doing their NXT thing, FTR had already moved up to it. So very likely this would have been a fresh match for them, indie wise or whatever. I don't see it just because of the timelines that they probably ever have cross paths.
Yeah. The next match, a lot of people were shocked at the ending. Honestly, I didn't care. Two talented individuals. Won't take that away from them. Especially, I'm a non-wrestler, never been in the ring. So I won't take away their talent. I'm just not invested enough into any of them for me to really care. I thought the match was good, though. I'm talking about the main event. I'm talking about Chris Statlander against Tekla in a strap match. Now, one thing that I get a little confused about these strap matches, and I'm going to go to you first, Grizzle, because you are the historian, although these two guys are definitely would know this answer because they're professional wrestlers.
I know where we're going.
Throughout history, I swear to God, I thought a strap match meant that you had to touch all four sides to win. Obviously not, because we've seen the shocking win of Tekla beating Chris Statlander because of outside interference by Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. But let's start with that first question. Am I completely mistaken that for another match, Grizzle?
No, the origin of the strap match is you're attached to this and you have to touch all four corners in succession. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been changed where sometimes they've had a strap match where it's just, you're allowed to whip them. But no, the origin of the strap match is supposed to be all four corners. However, this is not the first time that Tony Khan has taken the rules of a match and fucked it up, because I hate it whenever they're here in Texas and Tony goes, in a Texas death match. No, that is not a Texas death match. That is just basically a lights out match or last man standing match, because all you have to do is knock them out and then that's it. No, Texas death match, you're supposed to pin your opponent. Then they have until the count of 10 to answer the bell. If they can answer, the match continues. Tony's is 10 count, they're out. No, that's a last man standing match. So Tony screws up the concepts of these matches. But no, you're right. And I thought a strap match, I'm like, okay, why we're not okay, so technically maybe it might be considered, I think, what WWF ever called a country whipping match, type of something. But no, I was with you. It took me a second to realize, oh shit, okay, they're just strapped together. Tony changed the rules.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will give them credit for is it seems in the last few strap matches I've witnessed, they had the straps so loose around the wrist that they fell off. And I'm not talking about AEW, I'm talking about in general, right? I've seen in WWE even. At least they had the straps tightly secured on their fucking wrist last night. Where, okay, and but it wasn't a bad match. As Bob said last night, and I agree with him, color added to the match. Now, I don't think that the color was done purposely. I think that she accidentally got cut in her head. Maybe it was purposely. Maybe I don't know. But Cook. Well, actually, Robbie, you didn't answer. Grizzly, you didn't answer the question. Your thoughts on the match, and as far as who won the match?
I enjoyed the match. Like I said, once I figured out it wasn't the traditional, I thought both girls, and I'm usually with Robbie on this one. Tekla doesn't get it for me, but I understand that Tekla is like one of those indie, stars that everybody loves, a la Warhorse and Kingston, guys like that. So I'll give her credit where credit is due. I thought the match was great. And to be honest with you, whether the color was purpose or it was an accident, I thought it added to the match. And if I had to pick between this one and Ciampa and Fletcher as which was the better match, I'm going to go with this one. I think this is probably the two would be the match of the night for me. And I think part of it was because they put their effort into it. The color added to it. And it was kind of nobody was expecting Tekla to win, so it's kind of a surprise.
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, especially have to be saying, and I stand by it, I'm not a Statlander fan. I'm not a Tekla fan. I'm not a Tekla fan.
Nope.
Normally, if I'm not a fan of either one, it takes a lot for me to get invested into the match. I stand by what I said too. I don't care about who won or lost, although it was a shock. But I actually agree with you, Grizzle, as far as match tonight. And I think the difference for me was this match had a storyline and had emotion built into it versus as good as a match it was that Ciampa and Fletcher had, what was missing was a storyline and that emotion being invested into it. Bob, to you, same questions, man. What do you think about this match? Do you think about the winner? And look, do you think that Statlander was purposely busted open, or do you think that this was an accident? But nonetheless, it absolutely added color to it, or added to the match.
Oh, I thought it was a good match, and it's another one of those matches where you probably didn't think the other girl was going to win, and shockingly, no predictions, right? She won. Yeah. I think Statlander did herself. I'd have to go back and maybe if you could catch it, but because it was in the hair as opposed to the head, which where a lot of women bleed because they want scars on their head. Yeah. But in her case, probably wouldn't hurt her looks anyway. Oh, that's not nice. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of hers, but it was a good match. Yeah. They probably feel it today.
They did.
They're probably on internet, right? Or like probably posted all kinds of pictures of their bruises from the strap. They're trying to convince you it's real, as opposed to just two girls being dumb enough to do that to themselves. And
Robbie, your thoughts on this match? And look, I would dare to say that this was huge for Tekla last night, not just because the company is trusting her to put the title on her. I think it was big in the fact that this was absolutely her best match since she's been on AEW.
Just not. I don't see the hype for Tekla. I mean, if you're going to take it off of Statlander, I'd have rather seen him put it on somebody else. I mean, let me say,
and I get it, but let's remove how we feel about them as far as us being invested. Let's remove looks. Let's just go with just the match alone. Just all right, for a second, and then get back into why you don't like what they did.
Okay, match was good. No, it was they both both busted their asses and everything, and yeah, I mean they both put everything into it. So I mean I can see why they did do what they did. But my point being is there's some other girls that have been there longer than what Tekla is. I just don't think, like I said, the hype. I don't see the hype for her. Where I mean, I would have, like you can disagree with me or not, but I could see them more if it would have been a Sky Blue or Julia Hart, because those girls have been there from like day one.
By the way, Sky Blue has a fantastic ass, okay? But I would have given it to Megan Vane because she's got star quality. She's a big girl. She stands out. She's got presence. She's got aura. Give her the championship. She could be the most dominant champion since the last most dominant champion, whoever the hell that was. I don't know.
Right, and that's I could have seen some other people getting it before Tekla, but they did. They did what they did. So unless, and you can say, are they gonna? Well, no, that's Megan Vane and Julia Hart. Do they say,
No, Penelope Ford.
Or whatever her name is.
She's gorgeous. How could you forget her name? Oh, Robbie.
She's just another blonde. So
what?
I mean, I could see them taking like the belts off of Cameron and Willow and putting them on Sky Blue and Julia Hart, so that now your faction has all the gold,
Right. Now I did skip over. There was one segment that involved Babes of Wrath last night. Video package. Not Willow Nightingale, but Harley was down on her luck because of the loss, which was her fault. She blames herself. They have to face their upcoming team. These two ladies, and I've said this over and over again, I don't give two shits about as a tag team. Individual, I enjoy them. Together, Nothing at all whatsoever. I could have went without that video package whatsoever. Rob, we start with you again. Thoughts on this? Did this make you more invested and more excited to watch them put their titles on the line?
No, not really.
What?
No.
Yeah, I agree. Bob?
I mean, we could have put a different thing in that segment.
Yeah, I'm not excited.
Yeah. Grizzle?
I'm gonna watch Grand Slam Australia, but
Right.
that match will be on and I'll watch it. But
Right.
no, and once again, Harley and her, I'm just I'll be a babe with wrath. I'm like,
Yeah.
can somebody explain to me what a babe with wrath is?
Well,
yeah,
it's
Could be a
Brian
babe with
Adams from
wrath.
WCW. He's coming out of retirement.
Oh geez.
He's a great guy, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, I just it doesn't do. But I was never much into this match. And then, the other team at the end of the show that came out, now they have a team name, and I'm like, good God. Okay.
By the way, I meant Brian Clark, not Brian Adams.
And by the way, to answer your question, Grizzled, what is a babe with wrath? I'll tell you what a babe with wrath is. Lorena Bobbitt.
Ooh. John would agree.
That is right, a babe of wrath.
Is that guy still alive?
He is.
Yes,
Oh.
he is. Yes.
So,
Funny story about that. You bring that up. I was in college when that happened.
Mhm.
And I was up late one night because I had finals coming up. So I'm up doing some homework and studying. And I had the news on for some reason. Why it was on CNN, I don't know. But I'm like reading my notes and writing my notes and everything. And then come across this. Oh, John Bobbitt, whose wife Lorena Bobbitt severed his penis with a kitchen knife. And I immediately went, so what?
And threw it off the side of the road or something?
I was like, yeah, she chucked out the window. And I went, so what? Like, it just stopped me dead in my tracks going, did they just? And then they went to the story, and I'm like, oh my God. It just out of the blue caught
That was
me.
like 30
Severed
years
off his
ago, right?
penis and threw it up in 1990.
Yeah, but you know what's
One or
funny
two.
about that? Let me tell you exactly what's funny about that. As gruesome as that sounds for us men, our junk's being cut off. That was the best thing that happened to him because he went on to make a lot of money. He went on to become a porn star on top of that.
John Wayne Bobbitt uncut. Yeah, good God.
Yeah.
Was he a star?
He did one film.
He
He
did.
did one
He
movie
made-
called John
So
Wayne
he's no-
Bobbitt Uncut.
So he's no John Holmes.
No.
but he still went
No.
on to make much more money than he would have ever made
Well,
if it wasn't cut
Yeah.
off.
And in
It's been
reality,
so-
though, all you found out was that John Wayne Bobbitt was a unmitigated fucking prick. And
What?
that poor woman suffered so much. He deserved what he got.
oh, is that what it is?
turned
See, I
on
was going to
him.
ask. I don't remember what was he cheating on her or just abused her? I don't
He
remember.
abused her. He was cheating on her. He abused her physically and mentally.
But what'd
It
she look like?
well,
I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying. So yeah, in reality, all it did. Okay, he became famous, but everybody turned on him, and he became the most hated man in America.
Is he like what's that guy named Buttafuoco? Joey Buttafuoco?
Joey Buttafuoco.
Kind of, yeah.
Did they have a celebrity boxing match? That would have been a good one. Bobbitt
They
against
did.
Buttafuoco.
Buttafuoco did have a celebrity boxing match.
Yeah, I know, but that would have been a good one. Those two, because
Yeah.
like two assholes.
Absolutely. That wraps up the recap of AEW Dynamite. Guys, I would give it a solid Jesus. A solid B. A solid B.
are you practicing for Valentine's Day there, JG?
What about you? What would you give it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a B.
Yeah. Bob?
Well, I give it a B- just because we had to look at Tony Schiavone in the ring. That's sacred ground. There's no place for a clown like that. Come on, AEW. Get your collective heads out of your asses and get Jim Ross in his spot permanently. I know Jim's got health problems, but even he'd be better than Tony Schiavone. Notice I said Schiavone. By the way, if he gets wind of this, yes, Robbie and I know we were jobbers in hospitality. You don't got to remind us, Tony, you dickhead.
But at least we were in the ring, though. You know?
That's right. Respected veterans.
What about
Respected
you?
grizzled veterans. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to say that.
I got a copyright.
Gimmick infringement.
Yeah, I got to copyright this shit. No,
I'd still
I'll
say
be
it,
with
though.
you.
What are you going to do?
and not much.
You ever see the movie Rocky? You ever see the movie
Yeah.
Rocky? Rocky 5? What do you say at the end? Sue me for what? There you go.
I try to forget Rocky V.
My wife got me these at a thrift store today. Sue me, and this might be your prize. Bear slippers.
Oh.
Anyways, I'd give it a B. It started off, with something, kind of got you going. Maintained the level of it. It didn't really drop, and when it didn't drop too bad. So I'd say overall, it kept you entertained.
Can I say one thing it's like a leftover from Tuesday?
Sure.
If Megan Bay was on the show, I'd give it a D. And I'm not talking about the show. Oh, we did it again.
Something else I want to hold on. I want you to. I had to pull this out. I pull it before. Let's do. This is the card for Saturday night for Collision Grand Slam. MJF versus Brody King.
Let's make some predictions, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see who
it's not a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
No, it's Collision. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't. I thought it's a pay-per-view.
Nope.
No.
It's on,
well, thank God.
TNT.
The last few times I had trouble with that site.
Yeah, 7 to 9:30 on TNT.
On TNT, right? Again,
or whatever time.
Not HBO. It's not on HBO.
No, it's on HBO too.
Oh, okay. Don't ruin it for us.
We're done.
Because I don't get TNT.
Mark Briscoe, Willow Nightingale, and Molly Cameron versus Megan Bain and Penelope Ford.
What? Okay, that's a good one.
Tag team titles.
They're going to win it.
Versus Takeshita for the AW Continental Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo. Yes, for a shot at the AEW World Championship, basically his #1 contenders match.
That'll be a match.
Storm, Orange Cassidy versus Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta in a tornado tag match. The person who is pinned or submits will have their head shaved.
Yes.
Let's predict who wins.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're going to do. So let's start off with the MJF versus Brody King. MJF is taking this. Let's start with you, Robbie.
MJF.
Yep. Grizzle.
MJF.
Hopefully MJF.
And there is no truth to the rumor. They actually released a statement. WBD had nothing to do with Brody King not being on Dynamite.
Right.
That was already
because of the ice chance.
People, oh, he's been kicked off the show because of the fuck ice chance. No.
Right.
You know what that is?
That one fan. Did you hear about the fan?
Yep. I don't want to go into it.
That was kind of messed up. Wouldn't let him in because of his t-shirt, but everybody else was wearing it.
Right.
But you know what that starts? Somebody makes a meme and the marks and the sheep follow along and believe everything. It's ridiculous. Same with this. There's a meme out there that says 10 million people turned away from the Bad Bunny halftime show, which is bullshit. Actually, almost 5 million more tuned in. So that's just a bullshit meme.
Again, not going into that.
That's not political. It's a freaking football game.
Nah, it's based in politics.
I'm going to call Mark, see what he says.
No. Next,
Mark.
Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Bob.
Fletcher for
the TNT Championship. Right?
I'm going to say just for shits and giggles.
Ciampa interferes.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Ciampa's going to interfere. Briscoe's going to get it back, and Ciampa's going to want a shot at it again.
Nope, it's going to be a DQ, and it's going to be triple threat.
Yeah. But I'm going with that. Well, you can't have a DQ in a ladder match.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was a ladder match. It's a ladder match?
Yes, it's a ladder match.
Oh, well, okay. Then I take back everything I said, and Megan Bain's going to win.
Anywho, I'm going to say Briscoe, maybe due to interference by Ciampa, just so that Ciampa can have that shot at the title again, and we get that match that we want to see between Briscoe and
or
Fletcher doesn't need to win to continue on.
Or Ciampa costs Briscoe the match so he can get the rematch with Fletcher.
Well, we want the Ciampa Briscoe rematch, is what we're
Do we?
Yes.
Do we really?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who's we? Who's we?
Not the people. And I'll tell you why. And exactly
37 people out of 6 billion is not considered a lot.
Again, I'm going to tell you why. Because we've seen how good it was on Collision. We know how much harder it seems like professional wrestlers go on pay-per-view matches. And then if you add an actual storyline, and as I said, that emotion to it as well, I think that a pay-per-view match between these two has the potential of being the actual best match on that pay-per-view. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And yet they both look like homeless.
They could even go with Ciampa costs Briscoe the title, and they can give us that Briscoe Ciampa match. I just want that Briscoe
That's
Ciampa
true.
match.
And the winner gets a shot at Fletcher 10 years from now.
Man.
Rob, who about you? Who do you think's going to take that match?
I say Fletcher.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't agree.
Next,
Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford for the tag team titles. I think that Bayne and Penelope Ford is going to take it because I think that they're going to want this title off of Willow Nightingale so she can concentrate on the women's title that she has as a singles competitor.
What?
Start with you.
What?
What?
Willow Nightingale in the title chase?
She carries the women's championship.
She's got the TBS title.
Oh, the TBS title.
Holy crap. Shows you how much I know.
Bob's behind in the game.
Well,
I'm going with Babes of Wrath, and they are going to retain. I don't think we're done with it yet.
Oh, no. Megan Bayne has been to the table too much. They've constantly denied her the title. I think that they're... Yeah. Robbie?
Yeah, I think they take it off them, give it to Ford and Bayne.
Yeah. No. Bob, obviously, Babes.
Yes, my favorite women's tag team. They're going to win the titles.
Next, Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. I think that Takeshita.
But let me say something. Yeah, there is a stipulation that I just found out about in that match. If they win, Megan Bayne has to dump Joey Janela and come here.
So why would she get punished if she won?
Right.
Because that's the rules. And then she'll win because she wants to get rid of him. But it's the whole storyline. It's confusing. It's AEW. It's confusing.
Megan Bayne is a Joey Janela?
Yeah, for years.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Chew on that. Try to sleep tonight now.
Damn. All right. Hey, more power to Joey, man. Shit.
No, I say fuck him.
Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. Like I said, I think Takeshita's going to win because as fucking stupid as it sounds, we know we're getting that feud between Takeshita and the Rainmaker. And this is what's fucking stupid about it. I guarantee you it's going to be to unify the fucking titles for a second fucking time. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Fucking it's going to be dumb because they've already been unified once. But nope, in the world of Tony fucking Khan, it needs to be done again. Robbie, start with you.
Yeah, I see Takeshita winning it.
Bob?
Who's he wrestling?
Takeshita and Moxley for the IC title.
Oh, because I don't care, I'll say Moxley.
Grizzle.
I'm gonna go with Takeshita, and yeah, we're gonna get that unification shit for no apparent reason until they do the Continental Classic tournament again this year, and then we'll separate it again, and then they'll unify it again, and it's gonna be the most. It's gonna be like Terry Funk retirement belt. It just gets
hey. Really. By the way, do we mention that goofy shot of Hook sitting in the crowd looking like a homeless guy? Holy crap! I don't get that guy. I get he's Taz's son, but what?
I guess now he's the new leader of fucking ops.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
who's in the ops now? Powerhouse went and became Royce Keys, and you got Shibata.
Shibata and fucking Taz's son. That's it. It's not a fact.
Hook. That's it. That's the opposite now. Tag.
Now they did say it. Look, I think color commentary did. I mean, they tried to make it up by saying maybe he's out there recruiting. So apparently, we're going to have someone else join. Why?
Well, I heard he likes strip clubs. Maybe he's recruiting for that.
God, you know what I just thought about? I hope to God that's not going to be Roderick Strong. I really hope.
I don't see Roderick in that.
Well, in that case, it's a given.
Right. Next, Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade for the #1 contendership and a shot at the AEW World Champion. I think Andrade. I know, Grizzle, you disagree with me. I think it's going to be Andrade. I really do. Because I just have this feeling Actually, I don't. I don't see Andrade beating MJF, though. But I think it's going to be Andrade. Grizzle?
I'm going to stick with Hangman.
Okay. Bob?
I'm going to go with Hangman, but I'm also going to go out on the big limb, and I'm prepared to jump off if I'm wrong. Match of the night.
Robbie?
I see Andrade, and I see the screwdriver coming from Callis.
Yeah.
Callis.
And then, is that it? Did I miss anything?
Hair versus hair.
Oh, yeah, the hair versus hair match. Tony Storm, Orange Cassidy versus Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta in a tornado tag match. I think that this has been pretty much in our face of who's going to get their hair cut for a very long time now. It's going to be Wheeler Yuta that's going to get pinned and take the haircut. Start with you, Robbie.
Well, if it plays by what we see and him doing the haircut, even though it wasn't her hair, it's Yuta.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob?
I agree, and I certainly hope so. And even though I don't care about Tony Storm, but I happen to like Maria Shafir. So without a hair, we don't need that.
Yeah. Vet?
I hate to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go a little bit different this one. I actually think Tony's going to take the loss because she keeps talking about how she'll be a bald, badass bitch. So she keeps talking about it way too much. I think it's going to be Storm who takes the loss. I think Marina's going to get her.
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me if that happened, though. I said it wouldn't surprise me if Tony takes the loss.
Yeah, because the way they're going, I just see Tony taking the loss.
Yeah. It's already
a little different.
It's already a clown character, so you might as well add to it. Just throw the rubber nose on once they shave the hair.
Look, I've always liked the hair versus hair match ever since I was a little kid. The problem I have with this particular one is I think it's stupid. The rules that it's whoever takes the pin. I think it should be whatever team loses, because that would make it more interesting. Holy shit. Will Tony Storm get her hair, shaved? Or will it be the other girl that, is she willing to get her hair? The whole whoever takes the pin thing, to me, that just, and I get what you're saying, Grizzle, but at the same time, it to me just makes it all too predictable that it's going to be a guy that's going to take the pin. But maybe I'm wrong, because then I agree with you. Tony Storm's definitely been talking about it a lot. So we'll see. Do you have anything history-wise you want to talk about?
Well, did we mention the MJF match? Or isn't that this
we
week?
all said MJF.
MJF.
Oh, that's right. Oh, geez, my memory's shot. Thanks to Robbie Idol. He hit me with a chair at Jerry Gray's show 37 years ago.
I did want to talk about
Claremont. People went crazy.
Yeah. I did want to talk about the masked men in wrestling, but I need another week to kind of pick out a couple of little pieces first. So.
Shameful.
Yeah.
You're going to mention the superstar from Suncoast Pro Wrestling?
The superstar from Suncoast Pro Wrestling? Who was that, I wonder?
Well, I didn't want to give it away, but it was Brady Boone.
I found a couple of surprise ones in there that I want to look up a little bit more before I say some things. So
yeah. One thing that I did want to mention, and I know today's the 12th, so it's a couple of days ago, and I didn't mention it. It's been 6-5-4-3. It's been 23 years since we lost such a great talent. I'm talking about Curt Hennig, who passed away February 10th, 2003. What a fucking great talent. A man that he's someone else whose name's not mentioned enough when we talk about the GOATs and the legend of this business. Bob and you, Robbie, you guys were in the business during his days. Had either one of you guys come across him, faced him in the ring, knew him? Start with you, Bob Cook.
No, I never wrestled him. I didn't know him. I met him a couple of times when I went to Memphis in 88. He's a real nice guy. He borrowed we were the Mighty Yankees, me and Jerry Gray, and he borrowed one of our matches because he was going to attack the King in the main event. So he's a cool guy. And I know a lot of people have nothing but good things to say about him. And one of his best friends was the Cuban Assassin. He was actually there the night he passed away. So,
yeah, Robbie.
No, unfortunately, I never got the chance to meet him or work with him or anything. I mean, I've always heard good things about him, though.
A ribber, a notorious ribber.
Yeah.
I can tell you a little bit of a rib real quick if you want me to tell you, but this is a rib that Steve Kern played on Curt Hennig back in 87 or 88, where he was AWA champion. He's coming into Memphis to wrestle, and Steve, he's coming into the airport, and Steve had the cops, because he knew all the cops in there, pick Curt up and arrest him for statutory rape. It's a freaking hilarious. The way Steve tells the story, it's even funnier. But what Steve wanted to do is they wanted to actually book him in jail. And then when they put him in the jail cell, Steve would be there with a paper, not revealing who he is. And Curt would come in and Steve would just go, "Hey, Curt." But the way Steve tells the story, it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah. And Grizz, I'm going to come to you from a historian point of view, talk about Curt Hennig. But before I do, 6 months ago, I was listening to Something to Wrestle With, and normally it's with Bruce Pritchard, but this is while Bruce Pritchard had stepped away for almost a year, I think, and JBL was sitting in his place.
Ooh.
And they started talking about Curt Hennig, and apparently Curt was the type of guy that had such an influence and touched so many people's lives that when it came to talking about Curt's passing, JBL couldn't keep it together. You could tell just how heartbroken and how painful it was to even talk about some of the good memories because of it being such a major loss, not just for wrestling fans and not just for professional wrestling, but for those who were friends with him and knew him personally. I mean, this is a guy that, again, as Bob said, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about him and all the stuff I've read. Grizzo, from a historian aspect, someone like Curt Hennig, is there even a way to be able to talk about or describe the impact that someone like him had on the business?
Curt Hennig was probably one of the more underrated performers. I don't think people realize.
By who, though?
A lot of people, fans, wrestlers.
Fans don't count.
Okay, a lot of wrestlers.
There's no wrestlers would underrate him. Come on. It's like Brad Armstrong. Wrestlers didn't underrate Brad. It's fans who underrate.
Okay, maybe not underrated, maybe underutilized.
But he had a lot of back problems, though.
Yeah, that's true. He should have been a world champion, though. And I know AWA, but there was no reason why he shouldn't have been a WWF champion. He's one of the world champion.
By the way,
he's one of those guys. You know,
if you want to see anybody out there who likes to go back and look at history, you watch Curt Hennig against Nick Bockel from Vegas, the 1 hour draw match.
An amazing match.
Oh my God. But Curt had great matches with everybody. Kerry Von Erich, Bret Hart, The King, Hulk Hogan. I mean, the man was phenomenal.
But
sorry, AJ.
I just don't think that he was used to his full potential at times.
But a lot of it is the back injuries. You got to be able to rely on a guy to be able to be there and put out.
Even before the back injuries, though.
In that case, you're fired.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, but you're asking them about if they ever met him. I never met Curt Hennig, obviously. I did get a chance to meet his dad, though, at Cauliflower Alley Club.
Yeah, me too. He was a really good guy.
2006, I think it was the first year. And I walked up, shook his hand, got a picture with him and all that. And I asked him, I said flat out, I said, "Hey, big fan of Curt, do you have a story you could tell?" And he smiled, he sat down, and he told stories about his son for about 30 minutes and all that. And then another reunion, I think it was a couple years later, there was an artist. You guys ever heard of Rob Schamberger?
Mm-hmm.
He did all the WWF.
Yep.
Yeah. He did a painting during the reunion where you could watch him actually doing the painting. And the painting was of Curt. And it was presented to Larry and his wife when Larry Hennig was receiving one of the awards for the CAC. And
I was there that night.
You were. So was I.
And Larry's speech was freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Hey, get it? Get it? Hilarious.
Got it.
Okay.
But no, so to listen to him tell stories about son and to be happy about it, you can tell that how proud he was, of what Curt did. And it wasn't just wrestling stories, though. He told stories about, going fishing with him and going hunting with him and just kind of father-son stories.
Right. By the way, if you were there, why didn't you come up to me and ask for a picture and an autograph? I don't get it.
I don't think I knew you were there.
No excuse.
Okay. But and then like I said, a couple years later to see Schamberger doing the painting during the reunion and all that, and then have it presented. I mean, that was cool because you got to watch as he created. And Schamberger's a hell of an artist. I have a lot of his artwork.
Yeah.
Now you make me want a hamburger.
He's buried here in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, and over this past summer, my wife and I went there, and it was such a somber feeling being there. I didn't know the guy, but I was a fan of him.
Yeah.
And so again, not only because of what he did for the business, but because of the kindness that so many people have talked about when it comes to Curt Hennig and how giving he was. So I want to end the show this way. On the terrible anniversary of losing him again on the 10th, I'm go around real quick, let you guys do if you guys want to promote something, and then I want to end it before we go to the music that officially ends it. I want to end the podcast with a moment of silence to respect the man that's done so much for the wrestling business. Robbie, start with you. Anything you want to promote?
Well, the Twisted Fork on May 9th, and go buy my book.
Perfect. Bob?
I got a cool new t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees. Just look up Bob Cook.
Grizzle?
As always, Rasslin Memories on Pioneer 90.1 FM KSRQ. You can stream it live, radionorthland.org, Sundays at 12 p.m. Central. And you can also find me on YouTube. I recorded an interview on Carmella's Wrestling Radio Relived today. Talked on a variety of topics. Did not talk about me, so therefore, KG, you get the award for the interview I enjoyed the most. I talk more on different topics in professional wrestling than her actually asking about me. Still a good interview, though. I enjoyed it, and so you can find that on YouTube.
Cool. And guys, don't forget, Friday night, 30 minutes after SmackDown, we'll be doing the recap of Friday Night SmackDown. Do we love it? Do we like it? Do we hate it?
Will Robbie stay awake?
Will Robbie stay awake? Join in and find out. And don't forget that you don't have to have some kind of super chat in order for us to include you in our conversations. We love all of our fans. Please, again, don't forget to subscribe. And again, guys, we're going to end this with a 10-second moment of silence for the late, great Curt Hennig, who's done so much for this business and for just being one hell of a guy. You guys have a great night.